TFNN. Headline News Update. Here's Tom O'Brien.
Good morning, everyone. Basil Chapman sitting in for Tom O'Brien. This is the 10 a.m. update brought to you every day by Everbank. We're looking at the Dow down 91 at 19,880. It has just a few days in which to break 20,125 to recycle upward. This is a very key moment. It looks to me like there's a failure pattern unfolding, and we're watching this closely because a close below 19,650 in the next 2-3 days would signal that we are in for at least a short-term decline. The weekly chart is holding well technically, as is the monthly, but we'll go on to the S&P, the SPX.X. Right here, you can see in the charts on the left side, this is the daily chart, on the right is the weekly chart. In the middle is the weekly chart, on the right is the monthly chart. What we're looking at, once again, same sort of thing. The S&P needs to break 2,300 to start to recycle upward. If it doesn't do that, instead, if it fails and takes out the low of the 23rd of 2271, that would signal that we're in for at least a short-term correction. The QQQ, which is the NASDAQ 100 index, has a peak right here on the 27th of 125.90. Here again, with all the earnings coming out this week, we need to see a break into the 126s, because a slide into the 123.50s would be very negative on the daily chart and start to impact the weekly chart. If we're looking at gold, gold has had a very nice move up. It's up 18 points at 1214.40. And this is very important, because if gold pushes above the high that was made on the 24th of January of 1222.80, then immediately this 200-period exponential moving average of 1240 becomes a target. And not only that, we'll be looking at something that really implies that the market is looking at a gold as a fear currency, as if it's an inflation hedge at this particular time. So this is going to be very important. A failure below 1180 would negate that. Looking at bonds, looking at the TLT, up 69 cents at 119.96. Yields have been in a trading range. So that essentially what we're looking at is a close below 118. It's at 119.96, up 70 cents. So a close below 118 suggests that the yields are going to be going higher. And if there's a push above 121.30 in the next 2 days, it's going to suggest money is flowing out of equities into the so-called safety of bonds. What we're looking at here is crude oil, and crude oil has been in a trading band, is at 53.24. I suspect that it'll be very positive if it can close about 55.55, and it'll be negative if it closes below 51.20. I think it's just stuck in the range just at this particular moment. Now, what we're also going to be looking for, what I like to look for, is the volatility index. The VIX right now is at 12.56. Had a very strong day yesterday. Didn't close all that strong, but now it's following through. If the volatility index by the end of the day or tomorrow starts to trade in the high 13s, we are going to start seeing a serious sell-off occur in the general stock market. So keep that in mind. If all of a sudden the 1257, which it's at right now, goes down to 1230s, that says, okay, buying is going to come in. So let me just remind you, this is the 10 a.m. update. It's brought to you by Everbank. You can go to the front page of TFNN or call 855-750-4051 or visit everbank.com/TFNN for any information that you'd like to find out right here on TFNN. Let me just add one other thing as well. The IWM, which is the Russell 2000, is trading at 133.54. It just made a series of lower highs and lower lows, and it's going to start to fail if it breaks under 132, and it's at 133.52. Thanks for being here. See you tomorrow.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you, like it does me, call 1-855-750-4051 to find out what they can do for you. That's 1-855-750-4051. Call them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.